Hello. Hello, everybody. My apologies for coming 20 minutes late today. We are late for 20 minutes, and apologies again. I want to, tell all of you that we have an awesome program today that Satan is nervous about. It's very clear that Satan is very nervous about this program because Satan is going to be exposed big time today. And that is what is making Satan to be nervous. Satan and his agent, his big agent, TB Joshua or Fatai, like people could, like Sister Evangelist Bisola used to call him. So today I have Evangelist Epsiba Bisola Johnson, who is an eyewitness of how Fatai, she calls him, but people know him as TB Joshua, sleeps with young children as young as 9-year-old, 10-year-old, maybe 8-year-old, disvirgining them. And she is a witness because she used to be in the same room when the guy used to organize Orgy? Is it Orgy they call it, or Orgy? Orgy, when Satan used to organize orgy, when Joshua used to organize orgy for them, for all the girls, for different kind of girls. So she knows what she's talking about because she unfortunately she used to be one of them, but she's repented, she's recanted, and she came out of it. But she knows for sure that there are children there, and Fatai or TB Joshua has the freedom to go to court if this is a false accusation. But he cannot go to court. I can assure you that. The reason he cannot go to court is that there is already a case in Nigerian court against him for pedophile. What do you call it? Pedophile. For pedophilic sex with children. He slept with 3 girls, 3 teenage, pre-teenage children from the same father and the same mother, 3 children, and disvirgin the 3 of them. Incest, not from, incest is if it is his own family, but, pedophile. So I'm going to introduce Evangelist Johnson today, and you can understand why Satan was trying to fight this program. But Evangelist Johnson, hello, how are you today? Welcome.
I'm okay, DSA. How are you?
Yes, we are very fine. We are doing fine. I hope you are okay because I'm sorry that it took us a bit of time to get you, but I hope you are strong.
Yes, I'm alive and well.
But you look great. You look beautiful, and your dress is awesome.
Thank you very much. It's the Lord's doing.
The Lord's doing? I thought you picked the dress yourself.
Let us go that way.
Okay.
Let us be focused.
No, you are just being a Nigerian Christian. That's what I understand.
DSA. No. It's not about Nigerian Christian. While we were preparing.
Okay.
In fact, I was talking to somebody on the phone. The person is going through depression. I'm telling you, to get out of synagogue and to be alive and to be sane, it's the Lord's doing.
So the person also was in synagogue?
Yes. And this person has been in depression, almost going into a mental home. For the past 2 months, I've been looking for him until somebody helped me to find him out. And fortunately, just before the program, I just called him and he picked my call. He said he has been under depression for many months.
So everything you do now, you say, thank God, right?
It's thank God. Please thank God for me. Thank God for me. Can you say thank God for me?
I can say that. Thank God for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
But I guess I was just joking. But for me, it's just funny to hear things like, when I say you look nice, you say it's God who did it.
DSA, I am on a borrowed life. I have lost my life.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry if I offended your feelings a little bit there.
No. I just need to explain that.
Yeah, I'm just, sometimes I play around. I'm like a little boy in the father's vineyard.
It's okay. You're welcome, sir.
Sorry, apologies. Okay, the topic of today is very, very sensational. What do you have to say about this? How TB Joshua sleeps with underage children, defiles them, and is still practicing that as we talk.
Yes, DSA, we welcome everyone to this program, and I pray that the Holy Spirit will minister healing to every victims of injustice and sexual crime, and cause every violator also to have a rethink and to repent. Because, see, this program is going to, it may be emotional for me, because if I think back, I can't even imagine myself in such situation. And everyone who called himself parent, mother, father, should please come and hear this.
Well, let me tell you why everybody who calls himself a parent, father, mother, must come and hear this. I just sent some messages to Mayowa today. I don't know if he has seen them or not. If she has seen them or not. I sent I just today when you were talking to other people, I was also talking to somebody today who is from a very big church in Nigeria. A big church, one of the people that Mayowa has exposed on the program, that exactly the same thing. I mean, ladies that were abused, women that were abused, they were telling me their stories. This man that wants to take Mayowa to court, let's just tell them that we have materials in our hand that if you try it, you are going to be in hot soup like this, like this, It will not be funny because they are doing the same thing. Like exactly the same thing that Joshua is doing, that is what is happening in this church. And this GO...
That's why they cannot even call Joshua to order.
Yeah, so this GO is doing exactly pedophilic and all kind of atrocities and immoralities that you could think about. I mean, in the hundreds and thousands. And one of the ladies that he was having this kind of relationship with was later on telling me, I'm even afraid that he was not even doing this just for sex. That she suspects that he's doing this either for energy, for power, or he's doing this for some spiritual. Yeah, for some spiritual. Yeah, for some rituals. And so what I'm saying is that these things are so bad in Nigeria right now, and they have impunity that nothing will ever happen. They have policemen who are protecting them, and they have what do they call it? Hitmen. They have hitmen who go to silence people. So anybody who goes to this man, though he's talking about deliverance, he himself needs deliverance. And people are going to him for deliverance all the time. And he is the one that needs the biggest deliverance. So when people go to him for deliverance, he gets them molested and defiled. And they are all these women are doing that, what do you call it, willingly, because he's a man of God, so to say. Yes.
Yes, let me chip into this. Yesterday, I had an afternoon nap. I usually don't sleep in the afternoon, but I had too much and I slept. While I was sleeping, I saw Fatai standing with you, saying some things to you. I wanted to chip in, but you just raised your hand and said, let him finish. So after he has done talking, you told him point blank that you told him that you cannot manipulate me. All the things
I cannot manipulate, that he cannot manipulate me, right?
Yes, you told him that he cannot manipulate you.
Okay.
So you left him. As you were walking away, he threatened you.
Yeah.
And you asked him that you dare him in my dream. So while you were walking, this guy, he carried gun I've never seen that kind of gun before. And this gun was raining massive bullets on you. I was afraid. I was afraid for you because I was behind. I was afraid for you. Then the moment you step out of the gate, you just did like this. All the bullets, you vomited it. And me too vomited 2 bullets. Maybe it was a stray bullet. I don't know. It could be the stray bullet that was hitting you. So you vomited everything. When I woke up, I was shaking. I was shaking. So please, people of God, put DSA in your prayers. Why that?
Yes, go ahead.
Listen, DSA, you don't know what's going on. I was in the synagogue for 14 years. It's not a joke. You understand? In the synagogue, they usually use, like, they must have gotten your picture.
Oh, yeah, I have a lot on the internet, open access.
A lot of enchantment on it. So definitely, I believe you too, you must have seen some certain ants.
Yeah. Immediately I started doing the program with you, TB Joshua sent an emissary to me. Someone that I know very well, and someone who has been close to me, and also close to TB Joshua. And so TB Joshua sent the person to me to, try to negotiate so that I will not feature you and I will discredit you. But I told him and I told my friend that I refuse to talk to him. So this is what you came to talk to me about. I refuse to talk to you from today on. Even though you are a friend, but you are standing on the side of untruth and deception, I will not talk to you. The guy started calling me. I said to my assistant, don't connect me with him anymore. Because even though we are friends, but like Isaac Newton said, Socrates is my friend. Plato is my friend. But my best friend is the truth. My greatest friend is the truth. Same with me. So, but soon after that, when the guy couldn't get me anymore, I started feeling, and I sense every time there is an attack against me, I pick it up in the spirit. I see them. I come into alignment with the spirit. I never pray about them. This is a principal position for me. If you have listened to my deliverance series, you will know why it is an insult for me to pray against Satan. I ought to pray against witches and wizards. I have a phrase that I said one time, and I know he likes that phrase. I have contacted superior knowledge, and I am fortified with understanding. I'm walking in the realm of superior knowledge, and I am fortified by the understanding that I have. It's a positional thing. I sit over and above. I don't pray. I see, God allows me to see the arrows and to see the bullets and to feel them a little bit in me. In the spirit realm, not physically. I don't feel anything physically. But in the spirit realm, I come alive. I pick it up in the spirit. I see the actions and the things going on, and I just neglect them. But by neglecting them, I kill them in the spirit by faith. I defile them. By defiling them like that, and by ignoring them, I shut them down. And this is not my first time. I'm used to all these kind of attacks. And it's not just coming from TB Joshua alone, but from other people. Even that Joshua Iginla said he's praying for me. I know the kind of prayer they are praying. I know they are praying that, even Adeboye is praying, all the rest are praying for 40 days, 50 days. I'm still here, and I'm going to be here even when they are not here. They are not going to be here, I'm going to be here. Remember that and write it down.
The scripture that came to my mind is in John 14:30, that says, the prince of this world cometh and add nothing of him in me.
Even
So
as we are
that's what
talking right now, even as we are talking now, I just picked something in the spirit. They are watching us and they are doing something in their mountain right now.
let
So
them
go
continue
ahead
their.
and do what we need to do.
I've
One,
already told
one
their.
on the side of truth is
I
a
did that.
majority.
That's right. That's right. So let's go into the program.
Yes.
Yes. So I want to say that sleeping with women and girls is beyond pleasure for TB Joshua. It is a ritual thing. It is something he must do to fortify his power. It's as bad as whenever he wants to step into the service.
Can you move
Service,
backward a little bit? Yeah, good.
yes.
Good. That's fine.
That whenever you want to step into the service of the synagogue, he sleeps with girls. There are two types of girls in his harem, the virgin and non-virgin. And those non-virgin, most of them, he was the one that is virgin them. You remember a lady called you one time?
Yes.
And told you that she was almost a victim.
Yeah, that was almost 2 months ago. Yeah.
Yes, but something happened. See how he gets his victims. Even presently, somebody has called me and said he wants her to come to the synagogue because she had left synagogue for some time. But Fatai, TB Joshua is using the bait of his mother, of her mother, to bring her back into the synagogue. And she said no, she doesn't want to go. So what they did to her mother is to withdraw the pass. Everyone that will enter into the synagogue must have a pass to enter. You can imagine. They withdraw her pass so that she will no longer enter into
What do you
the
mean
synagogue
pass?
again.
Pass as in ID?
ID.
Wow.
You must have an ID.
You must have an ID to enter to church?
That's right. That is the ID they use in collecting money from them. If they have not paid certain amounts of money, they will not be allowed to enter into the synagogue. So what he usually do, he will invite his members and ask them to bring all their children. That is anytime he wants to do his sacrifice. He will ask them, I would like to see your children, I want to pray for them. So if they fall for it, as they enter into his office and they are talking, you will see that he will be writing something, scribbling in Arabic on a piece of paper. Those people may think that he's just praying for them. So he will use trick to ask dates of birth of children. He will use tricks to ask the mother. The mother will become compromised because the mother will expose the names of her children, the names that were given to them at birth. And this guy will still be scribbling. So anytime as they were doing that, if he noticed any gift in any of those children, that is when he will start striking. This one is a witch. He will be telling the parents that this one has bad spirit. This one needs to stay in the synagogue so that they can sanctify the child.
And he sanctifies them by disvirgining them.
And because those members, they are under his pictures are in his Marine Mountain. So they will just comply. They will be happy even to release their children to him. And by the time the children start living in the synagogue, that is when he will start inviting them into his bedroom, one after the other, either in the midnight or in the afternoon. It depends on whenever he wants to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, but that is a general statement. Can you tell us of some concrete, real life examples?
Okay.
You need to move back a little bit. Move back a little bit. Your head, yeah.
Let me take example from a young girl of 13 years. The elder sister Elizabeth has been living in the synagogue for a long time.
Is that the real?
So
Is that the real name?
Real name?
Wow.
Elizabeth Armstrong. I'm saying this real name. They could be somebody's neighbors. They could be somebody's, family relatives, so that they can go to synagogue and withdraw their children, or even arrest TB Joshua.
Yes.
It needs to be stopped. So after the mother died, the Rose Armstrong, who is 13 years old, joined our elder sister in the synagogue. I want to tell you, TB Joshua does not know blood relation. He sleeps with mother and child. He sleeps with those people that are older than him. He sleeps with those people who are much younger. It's really terrible. I'm telling you, it's a pot of terrible cases. So this girl joined the synagogue, and at that time, because I was the visitors coordinator and I was also, working in the studio, my hands were full with different assignments. So what happened? Around midnight, around 2 a.m. or so, I went to quickly do my laundry so that I can have 2 hours rest. So by the time I was washing my clothes, I saw Rose standing by a wall. She was crying and holding her stomach.
And she was how old?
She was 13 years.
Okay.
She was 13 years, holding her stomach. I was asking her in between what I was doing. What's wrong with you? Do you miss your parents? Do you miss your home? She couldn't answer me. Possibly she has been threatened. So within 10 minutes, I saw TB Joshua coming from her behind, and she held her by the waist.
He held her?
So, yes, he held her by the waist. You understand?
Yeah.
So
like romantic kind of.
I reported to him that Rose has been crying, because in the synagogue everybody is meant to be a reporter and
snitcher. Is it snitcher you call them? Snitches.
So yeah, they snitch on each other. So I reported that Rose has been crying. Possibly is an even offense for you to say you are missing home. So what TB Joshua said was that, don't mind Rose, I was only showing her fatherly love. It's left for me to do the math.
Yeah, because he had shown the fatherly love to you before.
That's right. So I did the math. Okay. So after like some weeks, after that time, Rose has already, matured and gotten into the circle. We were invited into his room, about 5 of us, and Rose was among.
Ladies.
She was even.
You are talking about 5 ladies?
Yes,
okay.
I'm saying it. Kemi was there, Elizabeth was there, Taye Kainde was there. So
Taye Kainde, those are two sisters?
He has 2 sisters. He doesn't care.
From the same mother, the same father?
From the same mother.
And the same father?
The same father.
And they were sleeping with him at the same time, together with the 3 of you.
On that night, I'm just recounting now. Rose was the one taking the lead. She was the one taking the lead.
That 13-year-old girl.
That 13-year-old girl. So, you see that some disciples, there's hierarchy in disciple fold. You see some people will be traveling to different countries because they are playing games. They are playing balls with him. You understand?
No, you have to explain that. What do you mean?
Yes. If you are part of those favorites that he sleeps with, you will get the best of,
treatment.
Okay.
You
travel to wherever you want, you want to take you to. You understand?
You travel abroad.
Travel abroad, do shopping, and even if you are reported, there is a way he will just waive it. So lots of synagogue members, they don't know what has been happening to their children. Many of them, they will even beg that their children should come and spend their holidays there. And before the holiday time, their children has been violated, their children has been messed up. I remember a family, Olorunyomi family. The woman was invited into the studio to work with me, and she had an 11-year-old girl and another 8-year-old girl. The day TB Joshua saw an 11-year-old girl, he said that girl needs to be in the environment. But the woman said, no, possibly the girl can be coming to spend weekend, but to stay there, the father may not like it. So each time the girl visited for weekend, Fatai, will be the way he is. So one day, the father of the girl stormed into the synagogue with anger. What happened? Well, he was just making noise. He was making noise outside. And Fatai invited them into the office. And they had talk. So the woman came back into the studio to pack all her belongings. I asked her, why are you leaving? She said they have made them to swear not to tell anybody. But she doesn't care.
How do they swear?
She said TB Joshua asked them to place their hand on his Bible. That whatever they need, he will give them.
So he silences people with money.
Yes, he silenced them with money.
And with fear of curse and oath.
So the woman said the young girl, 11-year-old, reported to her father that Fatai was touching her breast and putting hands into her private parts. He hasn't done that. So that was what made the father to storm into the synagogue and
11-year-old girl.
11-year-old girl. So also
horrible.
the Abiolas, when their father died.
Who are the Abiolas? Tell us about the Abiolas.
The Abiolas is actually, the long story is in my book. Because of time, I want to maximize all the time.
Okay.
Today, so I will not be able to go into all the details. The father of the Abiolas met Fatai when he was working in a poultry. So when they sacked TB Joshua, at that time he was younger.
No, that is already a long story. But tell us the moment they came to the synagogue.
Okay, at the end of the day, when the man had issue, he met TB Joshua, and he wanted TB Joshua to help him financially, but he couldn't help them, and the father died. And when the man died, he now asked the 3 children to come and be living with him.
And these 3 children are ladies?
They are ladies.
Or young girls?
Cheun, Mojoyin, and Moturayo. And
tell us their ages when they came to the synagogue, their ages.
They are 13, 11, 13, 15. So even the case, because they were not happy, they sued TB Joshua to court. The case is still in Lagos High Court, Ikeja. Anybody can go and verify.
But you didn't even tell us what happened first before going to a court, talking about the court.
As I said, while they were living with him, he violated 3 of them sexually. He had sex with all of them, 11, 13, 15.
And how did they know? How did people get to know?
How they got to know? One of them, Sheung, started becoming edgy. He started, being proud, and possibly she was having emotional trauma. So anytime Fatai talked to her, she become insulting to Fatai. So Fatai was afraid. So
Fatai is TB Joshua, right?
Yes, TB Joshua was afraid, and he set her up that they should report her. So by the time they reported her, they sent her home. And when she got home, the mother came to beg for her. TB Joshua said the girl must go and give confession. So the girl asked TB Joshua, should I also give confession of what you were doing to me?
Ooh.
How the story leaked out. The mother could not believe it. So when the girl returned home, the girl told the mother that Fatai has been sleeping with three of them. The woman couldn't believe it. She beat the girl almost to pulp. And the last child of them, Moturayo, was in South Africa. TB Joshua delayed her in South Africa. And these people came to synagogue with trouble and said they will make hell of trouble with TB Joshua. Very fast, they invited Moturayo back to Lagos, and they asked her to go and stay with the mother. It's a long story that I cannot even go into it. Even when Moturayo went home, TB Joshua also gave Moturayo a phone, a hidden phone, that whatever they discuss in their home, the girl should be manipulating the girl. The girl should be reporting back to him that if everything died down, he will send the girl to abroad. And while the girl was interacting with TB Joshua, whatever happened in their home, the brother caught her in one night. And it was time for her also to tell the whole family what Fatai has been doing to her and how many abortions.
Ooh.
How many?
Move forward,
Yes.
Move forward a little bit to cover the. Okay, that's good. So those those young girls have been doing abortion.
Abortions. 11 years, 14 years, abortions. You can imagine a girl of 6 years old, DSA, a girl of 6 years old. We usually call her Orobo because she's fat and plumpy. This TB Joshua will be doing tug of war with her, fighting.
6-year-old.
Yes, 6 years old.
This guy is just lucky that he's living in such a lawless society. If that thing has happened in this country or in any European country, he's in jail already. He's a goner. Even in South Africa, there is one Nigerian that is being sued now for doing even something that is, I think, even less than this one.
That's right. But not in Nigeria, because most of them, they belong to the same occult association, and he has money also to buy his way out.
So they took him to court. This family took him to court eventually?
They took him to court. The case is still in court, Lagos High Court. I will ask somebody to get the case file so that we can quote the number.
Wow.
Yes.
I saw it in the newspaper sometime, but it was like it's been so long. They've just been killed, almost.
Yes. Said yes. We're talking about children, even adults. If you don't have understanding with an adult and you forcefully act sexual intercourse with an adult, it's also a crime.
Of course.
It's also a crime because it will cause that person emotional trauma.
Yes.
Psychological trauma. You understand? So it's also a crime. There are a lot of them. What about Josephine? Josephine is an half caste. The mother was a member of synagogue, and she brought her child to the synagogue, to Sunday school. You can imagine, for a girl to be in Sunday school, she's a small girl. And why one Sunday, while TB Joshua was moving around the Sunday school, he saw this girl because she's mulatto. He said she's a witch.
Ooh, that's what they use now.
And that was how she became member of disciple fold.
Is there Sarwalas? Is it back? Oh, she's back. She's back. Okay, is there Sarwalas?
I'm
Hello.
back.
Yes.
Yes.
You are talking about the mulatto.
The mulatto. They will brainwash her that for the fact that she's in the synagogue is just a sheer luck. That if she had lived outside, she can never live right. She'll become a prostitute. She will never become anything in life. So the brainwashing messages made her to calm down. And TB Joshua was having sex with this 13-year-old girl. There's a woman called she has a child called Pelumi. Her name is Pelumi. The girl was 8 years old when Fatai started having sex with her.
Fatai, that's TB Joshua, right?
Started having sex with her. So it got to a point when the family realized what was going on, they had to quickly take her to USA. What about those people that do not have money to rehabilitate their children? There is Mosun, Monisola. The moment TB Joshua
is that one person, Mosun Monisola? Is that one person or two people?
Two people.
No, text one by one now. We could do one by one. Okay, yes.
I just want to maximize the time. Yes. This Monisola.
Move forward for the light behind you is covering your head. Yeah, good. Not too close, not that close. Yeah, good.
This Monisola DSA, she was a very brilliant girl. Everybody knew her. The father was member of the synagogue. Until when the time for Fatai to have sex with her, TB Joshua to have sex with her, what they usually ask girls, they will ask girls, are you a virgin or you are not?
Wow.
What's your business? Yes. So if a girl said she's a virgin, there is a class. There is a place they will place her. You understand?
Yeah.
So anytime you want to do that is ritual, these are the girls he will be picking. By the time Fatai had sexual intercourse with Monisola, that very night, Fatai said they should pack her load and she should go home. 2 weeks after, the father brought the girl, said ever since this girl returned home, she has been sleeping with anything under trouser. What happened? You were not like this. So the father brought the girl back to synagogue so that she can have deliverance. But anytime they bring her to the gates, of the synagogue, TB Joshua will ask the security to discharge them. There's another girl, a young girl of 14 years. Her name is Ajoke. She's deaf and dumb. The father brought her from Akure to synagogue so that, because they have been seeing a lot of miracle lies on the TV. So they thought maybe it was real. So the father brought her from Akure for healing. But when the girl couldn't talk and couldn't hear, Fatai deceived the father. Let her stay in the synagogue. As time goes on, the miracle will happen. Not knowing that this man wants to violate the girl sexually. Until after 4 years, the father of the girl came to pick the girl. She has committed abortions. Mrs. Igodu has taken her out many times to do this abortion. There are a lot of girls. Are we talking about Bosse? There is Bosse Adelokiki. Bosse Adelokiki joined the disciple quarters. Our sister has been in the disciple. Our sister is Kemi. So both of them, they were bedmates of TB Joshua. So it's really something that is a smelling an eyesore. It's deafening. It's disheartening. So the NGOs, the parents out there, they need to do something to arrest this issue. This issue must be arrested, I'm telling you. Or else, that is why you see that they are offering their rituals, sacrifices. And the moment they are offering their ritual sacrifices, you see that they are growing bigger.
What is growing bigger? The churches are growing bigger?
Well, I'm not saying the churches, their shrine is growing bigger.
Shrine, okay, yeah.
Yes, their shrine is growing bigger. Some people, they will be telling us that, but they are growing bigger, they are growing bigger. Jesus told that church in the book of Revelation that you think you are rich, you are very poor. So people just look at the facade to judge them, that because they are rich, they have private jets, and they have all that. They are smelling in the spirit realm. So, you know, there's the Ajoke that I told you. There's another one. You know, I told you the last time we spoke, I told you about the sportsman, Messi Uku. Messi Uku brought a teenage daughter to
Messi Uku, the Olympian, the Nigerian Olympic medalist.
Olympian, yes. So they asked the girl, there's one woman, they call her Iya Junior. She's an elderly woman. She's the one that usually fronts for TB Joshua among these young girls. They say, are you a virgin? If you are a virgin, they will draw a timetable how that person will go upstairs to go and spend the night in TB Joshua's room. When I newly joined the synagogue, there were two girls, about 10 years. Binta Mohammed was 10 years. She was in primary school. And another girl, Adesola Ojoloye, both of them, they usually sleep inside. See, people will come and testify. It's just a matter of time. People will come and testify. It's just a matter of time. There are a lot of people. Are we talking of Pauline? Are we talking of Jessica? Are we talking of Ibukun? Are we talking of Jennifer? You know, all of them, they have the same stories. Dorcas, Anit. I told you, in Cape Town, TB Joshua can never go to Cape Town. He will be arrested. The father of Suzel, even though she's matured, but she matured maybe like 21 or so. But you invited her to be a disciple. And the father was rich. And Fatai
is that a white South African lady?
A white South African, Suzel Eneke. They prevailed on the father to open a synagogue, you know, outlet.
Branch.
Yes, in Cape Town. So when Fatai went there to do a mini crusade, because the man is rich, so they put TB Joshua in their home.
But the girl had stayed back in Nigeria to be a disciple?
The girl had stayed back in Nigeria to be a disciple.
Now they were traveling together. Now they were traveling together to South Africa with TB Joshua and that lady and many other people, right?
yes, and many other people to do a conference or a crusade.
Okay.
So the father of the girl is rich, so he puts Fatai up in his home in a chalet. They wanted to go and give him food when they found Fatai on top of their child.
In the morning. Because they don't know
morning.
that Fatai cannot go and preach. I mean, TB Joshua cannot go and preach without sleeping with a lady, and and after preaching, he cannot do without sleeping with a lady, right?
No, he cannot do it. He cannot do it.
Okay.
So they found it. And the trouble was so much. The trouble was so much. When they returned back to Nigeria, every day they would be printing the pictures of Suzel and her father. And they would be taking it inside the agodo to go and do enchantment so that the case will not overwhelm.
We not spread. We not get public. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a lot of girls, they got to know. Even Anika, there's Anika, the one in London.
A white lady too.
A white lady. And Angie, another white lady.
From England too.
From that, Angie is from South Africa, Anika is from England.
Yeah, can you take them one by one? Why you take them one by one and say at least a few words? Can you say a few words about each one?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, as I told you about Susan, so the father had to go to the police to report Fatai.
This is in Cape Town.
In Cape Town. So before the report to the police, TB Joshua has escaped back to Nigeria.
He flew for his life.
He flew for his life. He has escaped to Nigeria. So, and there is a standing order. He cannot enter into Cape Town. He cannot enter into Austria. There is another girl in Austria that after Fatai finished sleeping with her, they went to Austria and the girl died in Austria.
Ooh. Is she an Austrian lady?
She's an Austrian lady. She's an Austrian lady. So even after that time, Fatai went to Austria embassy in order to get visa for some of his disciples. They rejected it. They said they dare not enter Austria. Before the girl died, she has confided in her mother that this is what has been happening to her in the synagogue.
All these people moved to Nigeria to go and live there in his apartment, in his synagogue.
See, anytime visitor come, Fatai used to use the disciples to deceive these young people and said, come and stay here. If you stay here, within 3 months you stay here, you will receive anointing for you to go. You know, it's word of manipulation. So many of them, they stay back. And some of the pastors that, you know, they deceived that they have received Holy Spirit. By the time they get to their country, they see that the thing is not working for them. So when they call and say, this thing is not working.
No, that's another topic. That's another topic. Let's keep on going with the list. You are talking about the names again.
Yes. So as I was saying,
you talk about one lady in England. Can you tell us a few things about her?
That is Anika. Anika.
Yes.
Anika came gently. Very, very young lady. I can't really say her age because I need to say the truth. I can't really say her age, but she's a young lady. So TB Joshua will be inviting her to the bedroom
for the anointing.
After some time, they gave some girls, white girls, anointing to be stretching hands. And all of them are also stretching hands on Fatai's TB Joshua's bed.
Yes.
So one day in the meeting, this girl, Anika, she stood up. He said, I don't think I deserve any anointing. Fatai said, don't worry. TB Joshua said, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. It's what I say. It's, I have the power to, to give you anointing, no problem. Do you know that that girl usually have a diary? White girls. She usually have a diary. Any night that TB Joshua invited her upstairs for sex, she will write it inside the diary. It was one day she lost the diary.
Go ahead.
And one or two people saw the diary, and it was shocking that this is going on. Some of the men, some of them, they know that Fatai really pried the girls more than them. So there's nothing they can do. So at the end of the day, she reported that her diary got missing. And somebody who saw the diary didn't want to release it until Fatai called, TB Joshua called all of them into the office. And it's like Anika, TB Joshua explained that Anika has mental problem.
And that's why she was writing those things.
She was writing all those things.
Master manipulator.
Yes. And this is one of the reasons why when Anika went home, she never returned. And she also told her story. If anybody can go to TB Joshua Watch, there are lots of stories there.
TB Joshua Watch?
TBJoshuaWatch.com.
Is it a television? Is it a site?
It's a site.
Oh, where those stories are.
Lots of girls has given, they have given their story.
Okay.
Confession.
Can you write that out? TB Joshua Watch, so
yes.
that we could .com, so that it could say, we could say Begushe Strakato Davite your contact. By the way, let me talk about your book. We have Evangelist Johnson's book already ready on my blog. If you go to sundayadelajablog.com/books, you will see a book there. And I think you can buy it also on Amazon now, but you can buy it on my blog as well. So the Deception of the Age Unmasked, the TB Joshua I Know. So that is a book. And please go to sundayadelajablog.com/books and you'll be able to see a book there. And so there are a lot of stories in that book. I read it. It took me 1 month to finish. Can you imagine? I read one book in a day, but this one took me 1 month to read. Because sometimes it's just overwhelming. I just say, no, I need 2 days or 3 days to just cool down. It's just overwhelming. Unbelievable stories that are in this book. Yes, please go ahead.
So, it's something that's really terrible. So I'm using this podium to make appeal and call to all Nigerians, and not only Nigerians, even other nations, because their citizens too are also tied down in TB Joshua's delusion. So security agencies, if truly they are doing their job, they need to verify what I am saying. There was a day, because of all these sexual romps among the disciples, TB Joshua carried STD.
Wow.
Yes, he was in his bedroom, he couldn't come out. And
that is a sexually contaminated, transmitted disease. Okay.
Transmitted disease.
Okay.
Yes. We usually go inside to take the nurses, Mrs. Igodu, inside. I saw a lemon-sized swelling by his scrotum side. Definitely, that is, STD.
Yeah, syphilis.
They started giving him antibiotics, and all the girls were given antibiotics. So all the people who usually visit the synagogue, and they will tell them, please don't go to the hospital. It's not true. TB Joshua is using drugs. All the disciples too are using drugs. When these little girls, when they got to the synagogue, and it was at that time.
How old were they?
Possibly maybe 15. They were 15.
Okay.
They were young girls. They were 15 at that time. Some of their pictures are in my book.
Okay.
So, and it was at a time they came that TB Joshua was arrested for drugs dealing.
No, we will talk about drugs dealing next time. That's another topic.
No,
Let's just focus on this one.
I'm talking about these girls. So when he was arrested, the mother of those girls visited the synagogue, and they said, and the mother pleaded with his children that please, let's go home since they have arrested your pastor. They refused. Immediately after 9 days that TB Joshua returned, the girls reported their mother, and TB Joshua told them that he has been keeping the secrets from them, that woman was not their mother, that the mother has already told him that he stole them when they were young in an hospital. So those girls, they refused talking to that woman for a very long time.
So either they say your mother is a witch, or some lies.
Just
they brainwashed the children.
Even that brainwashed these children.
Meanwhile, he was sleeping with the two girls, two twins, and so that they would not go home and tell the story.
They were committing what do you call it?
Sexual immorality. Abortions.
Yes, abortion. Yes. So, there's another girl called Benjamina. She and her sister usually visit the synagogue. Their mother is a Ghanaian. The mother is one of the ushers. The mother did not know that TB Joshua is having sexual immorality with her children. The other girls, because they usually visit from home, anytime they come from home, TB Joshua will give them lots of money. What their parents could not afford, he will give them. And he will call them into his bedroom and be having sexual intercourse with two girls on the same bed. Anytime you will know that TB Joshua has disvirgined a girl, there is a way he normally wrap up his short knicker, his boxer, inside a black nylon. God knows what he's using that blood to do. And God knows what he's using that blood to do. And the moment he packaged that thing inside a black nylon, they take it to the Marine Mountain. So that is why.
And he also collects the toiletries of the ladies, right?
Yeah, I told you. Everybody collects their pad from there, and by the time we finish using it, we drop it in the collective place.
Everybody in that place.
Everybody in that place.
And then he will take them to the mountain.
Take them there. It's
the Marine
really
Mountain.
terrible. To the Marine Mountain. There's another girl called Ibukun. She too, she's also, I think, around 14 years. Black, beautiful. She was in the synagogue and she was pregnant by TB Joshua. And by the time she got pregnant, they asked Mrs. Igiodu to take her out. By the time they came back, they called a meeting and they told everybody in the disciple quarters that Ibukun is having shortage of blood. So that is enough reason for TB Joshua to buy a lot of blood tonic, and in order to recuperate. So, you know, see, there are lots of girls. Is it Olamide and Folake? That's another sisters. There is another woman, Ajia. She packed her things and left her husband and came and lived in the synagogue. Fatai is sleeping with her and sleeping with her daughter, Kaka. One day, Fatai called us into, TB Joshua called us into the office. He said, why don't you tell Ajia that why is Kaka's breast so big? How did he see Kaka's breast? You understand? Synagogue is a lawless environment. It's a lawless environment. People need to wake up. Why these people are getting bigger every day? They are doing rituals. They are doing sacrifices daily, using innocent girls' blood to do sacrifices and turning those children into zombies. Except God come into their situation, the way God come into my situation, I was already gone. For many years, I will find, there was one day, a white garment prophet came to visit TB Joshua. Many white garments, many Abalis usually visit him. So while they were together, they said they were, TB Joshua wanted to see me. So I went to the office where they were. And while I got there, TB Joshua said I should go into the inner room and take the waste basket away. There was no any waste basket there. He just pushed me on the bed and slept on me. After I left there, I always see crocodile lying on top of me.
Wow.
I'm telling you, yes. I will find myself inside thick forest with different animals. For God, for me not to see all those things again, for Jesus Christ to wash me with his blood and sanctify me. That is why at the beginning, when you were commending my dress, I said, it is God. It couldn't have been any other thing, DSA. You Europeans, you don't know what is happening in Africa. These people are herbalists. They are herbalists. They are just using the name of Jesus Christ to cover up. So, there's another girl, Antonia. That Antonia also got pregnant. The woman, the mother of Antonia works with old Nitel. Because they sacked the woman. You know, Nitel has been scrapped. Yes. So the parents became poor. The parent became poor. And that was how Antonia started living in the synagogue. And because of that, he took advantage of her. And she got pregnant. And they took her out again and did the abortion. So it's lots. See, there's one girl on the podium, the choir podium. She's dark and slim. They call her Anu. Anu has no more womb. She joined synagogue at the age of 11 years. And from that 11 years, she has been committing abortion. Yes.
And she's a singer in the choir.
In the choir. All those girls, Anu, Anne, Bosse, all of them, they are the leaders of the choir. Other ones, other people behind, they are just bench warmers. But these are the, they are the real people in the choir.
And he's sleeping with all of them.
He's sleeping with all of them. So when they go to the choir stand, they want to outdo each other. They want to outdo each other. Because by the time they, one of them sings better, she sleeps inside Fatai's room for that night.
Oh, okay.
The wife of Fatai has already confided in me that she has entered into TB Joshua's room one day when she wanted to collect a child's tuition fee, and she met Olamide on Fatai's lap. I said, no, just to calm her down. I said, no, it cannot be. She said, no, they are members of the synagogue. Even though they are morons, even though they are zombies, they know what is happening, but they have been tied down.
So
they can't.
She is not living with her husband in the same room, or in the same house.
No, at the beginning, they were not married. The way we understand marriage. She told me she went to Fatai TB Joshua for consultation, and he just said, "You are my wife."
He pinned her down.
Yes. And he just said, "You are my wife," and that is it. Fatai likes camera and pictures. If what I'm saying is not true, he should bring the marriage pictures and marriage
camera video.
Yes, I challenge him. He should bring it out. No. So when the lady got pregnant, he actually wanted to send the lady away. The lady was living outside the synagogue. We were in the quarters then. She normally visits with her child. Then after some time, they brought her in, but they are not living in the same room. Whatever you see on Emmanuel TV is just facade. It's just they are dramatizing. They are dramatizing. She's living in another complex of the synagogue. So she knows what is happening. And she knows that if she eventually tried to go to leave Fatai, she will be dead. There were times the woman will be crying from her sleep. Yeah. Help me. Some people were, God knows what she was going through. There was a time she was almost even got crippled. Recently, they took her to US for operation. She had thyroid operation. Why people are bringing themselves to synagogue for healing. So it's just manipulation. It's manipulation. It's manipulation. There is a girl, she just left now. I don't know how she got. She spent 25 years in the synagogue. 25 years. She got there when she was minor. So 25 years plus her age at that time. The last time I spoke with her, Bosse Agbairi, she has lost hope in life. She's just jumping from one mountain to another. I called her, I said, why are you jumping from one mountain to another? She said it's torture she normally experiences in her sleep. I said, calm down. Fatai is not that, is not that powerful. The first thing is for you to just give your life genuinely to Jesus Christ. And you see that Jesus Christ will stand for you. But if you don't know him, you are exposed to demonic agents. So there are a lot of girls, DSA. There are a lot of girls. If we say we should continue saying it, we will not live here. We will not live here at all. There are a lot of girls.
I'm shutting down now, please.
Horrible.
It's really
It doesn't
horrible.
happen. What about if their parents get to know? What happens?
Their parents will even said it's not true. Their parents will say it's not true. Okay, there's one girl, Yetunde, thank you. Yetunde got pregnant and nobody knew because she was just, covering up until the elderly women in the synagogue see that she's getting bigger, her bust is getting bigger and, everything is getting bigger. So they invited her. What happened? He said, the last time you invited me upstairs, that's when I started getting bigger. Not knowing that the girl has already told the mother. So Fatai, as usual, invited the parents into his office, made them to swear, and he bought the father a car. A father who was a janitor, a toilet cleaner. Suddenly, he got a car. And the parents said, TB Joshua must send Yetunde to school, that they want their girl to go back to school. And, the girl went back to school. So, it's really terrible. Why we are saying all this? Because a lot of people are getting it twisted. A lot of people are getting it wrong. That why don't you preach Jesus? Why we are saying this is to enlighten people, to make people understanding to open. God give you your child. Take care of your child. Don't trust anybody with your child. The Bible says children are heritage from the Lord. They are your heritage. Take care of your children. Because by the time you send them to where they don't know and they abuse them, they destroy their destiny, you will answer for it.
Yeah, but like we are talking, like you are saying, that we are just using TB Joshua as an example. Like I said in the beginning, that there is a very popular, extremely popular church in Nigeria, one of the third, or maybe the third or the second most popular church in Nigeria, that is doing exactly the same thing on a daily basis.
Most of them
I don't
are
know
like
if
that.
he's doing with the children, but with the adults, for sure.
Most of them are like that. That is why you see Nigerian pastors, they cannot confront TB Joshua. You remember I sent you some, messages a few days back.
Yeah.
The person was arguing with me. I said your church members need to hear the truth about what is happening, because each time they are having troubles, they go behind you to visit those places. He said no, that is on top of it. It's just on top of it. He kept arguing. He's on top of it.
But
because he believed.
But it is the problem is not even because they are children. The problem is that the church is being put to shame, just like the one in South Africa that is being in jail right now. I mean, if you do this kind of thing in any normal country, that guy is supposed to be in court or in jail. You cannot do that in this country and not be in jail.
See,
even with adults, talk less of children.
Even with adults, because the adults that stay with you trusted you.
Yes.
They see you as a mentor.
Yeah.
And they came to you to learn from you. So for you to even introduce that to them, it is wrong.
Right.
If they brought that to you, you should send them away. But for you now to keep them there and be doing that is ungodly, is unacceptable. It is wrong. A lot of people are going through emotional trauma, See, you can imagine a couple that came because they have problem of childlessness, and this guy separated the couple. He sent one to Ghana and one was in Nigeria. When the woman got pregnant for TB Joshua in Nigeria, She quickly packaged the woman to, after he has separated them for 6 years, he packaged, yes, he made the other person pastor of Ghana. So they don't usually see. Even member of the synagogue, anytime they want to, they have sex with their partner, they take permission from TB Joshua. They stay. I'm telling you.
To have sex with their wives.
People need to wake up. So when TB Joshua pregnated that woman, he sent the woman to Ghana to go and meet the husband. The husband was embarrassed. For 6-7 years, me and you, we don't, just give me some time. I'm praying, I'm in spirit. It's like the man suspected something. They were just fighting. Sleep with me, I will not sleep with you. Sleep with me, I will not sleep with you. At the end of the day, the woman came back to synagogue, and by after like few months, the stomach got enlarged, and the man was saying, I didn't touch my wife. In 8 months, the pregnancy came down. The woman was never herself until she left the synagogue. And by the time she wanted to say her side of the story, we got to know that the woman got breast cancer and she died.
She couldn't come out with her story.
They shot her an arrow, evil arrow. All of us, we were shot, but we just thank God that God prevailed over evil. So it's terrible.
There is the lady that wanted to call in today.
Okay.
Is she still planning to call? Who was also in synagogue as well as a young girl?
Yes. Possibly she must have been trying you to call.
Okay. Anybody who wants to call, let me give them the opportunity, even though we might come late for the second program, but this is so important. This is a life-altering program. So if the lady that was in the synagogue or any other person that was in the synagogue and can confirm what she's saying, anybody that wants to call, the way you call is this. It's not telephone we have. It's Facebook Messenger. Go to Facebook Messenger, and when you get to Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents. Move Agents. One word, Move Agents. When you get to Move Agents, write to us that you want to call. Then we'll allow you to call in. We will call you back. We will call you back. Because there is somebody who wrote me a letter that everything she's saying is true, that she was living there and that she was the big woman. They say you are the big woman there. Oh. You are their senior.
I was a big woman, not because, I wanted to. Me, I was a hardworking person. So, and when you are hardworking, you'll be, at the forefront. You understand? You'll be at the forefront. So, true. Some of them, they are children. Compared to us, they are children. But TB Joshua does not see them as children. What he wants to do with them, how he wants to destroy their lives, has beclouded his sense of reasoning.
Okay, I asked you a question one time privately. I'm going to ask you that question publicly right now. That you were one of the top ladies that he was sleeping with. And then how can you as a woman, from what I know of women, I mean, if you listen to my series on family and women, I mean,
yes, I listen.
It's not normal for a woman to know that, I belong to you, and then you bring in 3, 4, 5 other women at the same time. If you are not a prostitute. And then you are seeing that I am the one you love now, but how come you are sleeping in my own presence and with these other children? I mean, a normal woman is supposed to be jealous.
TB DSA, I would not say there is no jealousy, but it is not loud. It must not be loud because everybody has been manipulated.
Okay.
Everybody has been manipulated to believe that what he is doing is the normal thing. That is why you don't see two disciples as friends. You don't see two disciples as friends so that they will not be discussing what is going on. The moment you leave that place, you disperse. If you are caught being friends, you'll be punished. So it's manipulation. It's manipulation. That he loves all of you together. You are sisters together. That was the time when I was about to leave the place. As I was going into the vehicle, he called me back. He said, go and greet your sisters upstairs. He wanted to break me emotionally. Say, am I going to leave these people? But I've already made up my mind. I was not sent out of the synagogue. I made up my mind and I insisted on leaving. That enough is enough. I need to go out and fulfill God's purpose and destiny for my life. I'm not created for anyone. I'm created for God.
There are a lot of women that were also treated like you in Nigeria by other ministers, and there is the particular one that I know today that I spoke to some of the victims that they sent abroad as well, getting to go and do abortion abroad or to go and give birth to children abroad, or all kind of things. And these are the big men of God. They are saying, do not touch my anointing in Nigeria.
Well, I see, that is why, they have manipulated a lot of Africans to the extent that even as we are talking, some people will be abusing us. It's not even about Fatai, we are concerned about. We are concerned about children of God. We are concerned about those people that will still come into the household of God so that they can beware, so that they can be careful. See, Jesus took a lot of time telling people of all ages, beware, beware, beware. Why was Jesus taking his time? I mean, I don't know why Jesus was taking his time.
Your camera, can you switch your camera?
I should switch off.
Switch, turn it, rotate it, rotate.
Somebody is trying to call in. It's not me.
Okay.
Maybe you should tell the people, it's not me you will call.
No, we are not calling you. Is it? Are we calling you?
No, somebody is trying to call me.
That is not us. That is not us. That is somebody from your contacts.
Maybe you should tell them that it's not me they should
call.
Oh,
okay. You mean the people who know you and they want to call, they should call here. Anyway, anybody that is, don't call her, even though you have, you know her and your number, don't call her, call us. And you don't call us on phone. You call by going to Facebook Messenger. Facebook Messenger, look for Move Agents there, Move Agents, and then you write. Don't call at all, just write that I want to contribute. Then we will call you back. Okay, we will call you back. Sorry for that. So somebody was calling you, that's why the thing shifted. Well, you are a testimony. Your testimony, move backward a little bit, just a little bit backward. Yeah, no, that's enough. So your testimony is huge. Your testimony, you've just been raised by God to be a deliverer. Now, for those people who are talking that everybody has faults, yes, or everybody is not perfect. Of course, nobody is perfect. And I am not perfect. Nobody is perfect. But what we are talking about is not about, because people are saying, but you say you don't talk about character of people. You say you don't talk about people's personal life. But this goes beyond personal life. I don't talk about personal life normally, but this is overwhelming. Television. This is overwhelming. This is beyond personal life. This is a lifestyle kind of thing. This is, what do you call it? This is an atrocity, abomination going on. It's a system of immorality going on.
That needs to be stopped.
It's a system of immorality going on. So, we must do something about it. Do you think this goes beyond personal life? It obviously goes beyond personal. If it is a, one situation, two situation, or three situation, or instances that happen, it's still wrong, but we could count it as human weakness. But this is not human weakness. This is witchcraft right here. This is maybe.
This is witchcraft.
Yes, this is evil.
Witchcraft.
I think we have a caller. We have a caller. Hello? Hello? Who is it? Who is calling? Okay, go ahead. You are talking. We can't get the caller. Go ahead, Mrs. Johnson.
Yes, I said this is witchcraft and it needs to be stopped.
Yes. And it is people are now living in impunity because of the situation in Africa. Nobody challenges them. Nobody, for example, people came across against me in Ukraine here with such similar accusations. But when they came, I said, okay, bring out who are the people? Bring out your facts. Bring out your facts. Bring out your facts. Prove it. But this is more than facts. This is like, it's not just accusation. This is evil everywhere. This is overwhelming evil.
And I've said it. If TB Joshua thinks maybe I'm lying against him, the law court is there.
Yes.
He should go to the law court to go and
contest it, yeah.
To go and contest it. So we are here. Other people, as I told you, they are preparing themselves. It's not easy. Everybody is not like me. So, people, they need that.
They need healing first, and then they need the audacity. They need the boldness. Yes. They need the courage. The moral courage is what they need.
Actually, you have said it. They need healing first. I've been healed. I'm not saying I'm not broken. Yes, but I've been healed. I've been healed, and I've looked past the past. So what we're saying is that so that other people will not fall into what we fell into.
Yes.
That's why we are saying this.
Okay, I think we have the call. I think we have the caller now. Let's see if they will get through. Hello? Hello? No, we can't get the person. I don't know who's problem. Abamusha passport Yes, go ahead, please. Mrs. Johnson, go ahead. Evangelist Johnson.
Yes. So if there is law in this country, this guy called TB Joshua supposed to have been stopped now. You can imagine if he is taken to court and they said it's left, even if it's accusation, you will go to court to go and defend yourself. Rather, this guy did not go to court. He was just spending money to bribe judges so that they can throw the case out of court. That means you have something to hide. That means you have something to hide.
So he doesn't go to court, but sends people to pay the judges and...
Yes, he sent people to court. And they will be lying. Somebody that call himself man of God, they'll be lying that he's not in Nigeria. He has traveled outside the country. He has traveled, and whereas he's in Ikotwegbe, he's in Agodo doing enchantment, so that case will not overwhelm him. Every day in their studio, they will be printing people's pictures in hundreds. They will be nailing it on trees. They will be putting rocks on people's pictures so that people will be having mental, problem or not having confusion in their lives. It's just terrible. It's just terrible. I think we started late.
Yeah, so, yeah. I'm just trying to see if we could get a few people to call in especially from people who know your story, and who because I got the information today. I got the message that a lady in particular was interested in calling in to really tell our own story too, and so I'm trying to see if we can if we can,
Possibly she's the one trying to call.
Yeah.
But the line.
I don't know what's wrong with the line. Yeah. But there is another person too who wants to call now. We want to see. Let's see what happens. All right. So now that we have this, is it just now that you are discovering that most of the churches in Nigeria are doing this kind of thing, or is just now? Or have you done it before? Sorry, have you known that before?
It's after I left, the synagogue, and it's like we want other pastors even to come into this situation to confront TB Joshua, but none of them has the energy. Even though I understand that.
Hello, just a minute, please. Just a minute. Hello, we have a caller. I think we have a caller now. Hello. Go ahead, please. Go ahead and talk. Hello? Go ahead and talk, please. Mrs. Johnson, go ahead and talk.
Yes. So as I was saying, that if this pastor...
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, we have a call. We have a caller already. We have a caller now. Hello?
Good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Who is calling from where, sir?
This is Ude on the line from Valencia.
This is who?
Ude?
Ude, yes. How are you, Ude?
I'm fine, sir. Thank you for the great work you are doing, sir.
Yeah, well, we're expecting calls now from people from synagogue. Maybe you have to be fast so that we could hear you quick.
Yes, well, what she's saying is true, because if 2014, there's when there's a house, is a church destroyed.
Yes.
Instead of him, do you know what the man said? That he saw a helicopter that was hovering over the church. That was the reason why they did it. Why it was a structural defect.
Yes.
That caused that. Journalists that came to investigate this, after writing their investigation, he now called them, tell them what to say.
Yes.
Instead of reporting exactly what they witnessed there, he now tell them what to say. After that, he started giving them money.
Yes.
If they need more than they should. One Nicholas, investigative journalist, Nicholas wrote about this. And this man didn't say anything. You don't see them coming out to defend themselves when some of these allegations are made against them. They have all of them.
Wow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Mr. Johnson, sit back the way you were sitting before. It was better. The way you were sitting before, yeah. Now that's leadership, okay. So you said that you were aware, you became aware that a lot of these things are happening in other churches after you came out of synagogue.
That's right. I became aware of that because a lot of pastors could not, summon courage to face Fatai. And I also hear different stories. There is a girl who, because she has been through this kind of a thing, this girl has left Christianity. She's now serving Ifa today. You can imagine how they push this girl into hellfire. It's really terrible.
Sad. Wow.
It's really sad.
But the fact that some of those pastors are not able to confront TB Joshua doesn't mean that they are doing the same thing, though. It could mean that they just don't have the confidence or the courage.
They don't have the courage. Well,
yeah. Is that electricity? Is that
trust Nigeria.
Is that electricity, Charlie?
Trust Nigeria.
That is electricity right there, eh?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, no problem. Thank God we have done a lot of the program. Well, thank you so much. I would like to show your book again and tell people that that book is now available on Amazon and on my blog, sundayadelajablog.com/books. sundayadelajablog.com/books. But this is a very disheartening program, very, very heartbreaking program, very, very horrible stories. But these things are true. The lady cannot make up the names of all the right people and the people who are still alive today, and she cannot lie about these things. And for those of you who want to contact her, Begushi Straka, if you want to contact her, you'll see a contact and a contact information on the screen. And also, the book, you can get it on Amazon, or on, this book is full of so many other stories that you cannot believe it. Church has become a destructive force in Nigeria to a large extent. Not every church, maybe this one is just the one that is on the spotlight right now. Maybe I don't think it's the most horrible, because from what I heard today, maybe it's not the most horrible. There are a lot of such churches that are just doing horrible things in the name of God. Please, everybody that is watching us, I want to invite you, share the message. Please go and share the message right now. Share, and send it to your friends on Facebook. Send it to the groups. Send it to the inboxes of your friends and family. Save them from the hell that is in Nigerian churches. And but not all churches are like this, of course, I must say. But you need to be careful and save the head of your family, your children from these things. And for those of you who want to come for HMT, History Makers, our next History Makers training is in February, from the 2nd to the 7th of February. From the 2nd to the 7th of February. Please go and register, by writing to hmt@godembassy.org. hmt@godembassy.org. Go and register for you to be able to go through the training. And if you register now, before the mid of December or before the end of December, you'll be able to get early bird registration and be able to pay only half the price. And for those of you who want to read my books, you can read my books on Kindle Unlimited for free, and buy the books also on Amazon. But if you want to buy many books in bulk, it will be cheaper for you to write to my office at DSS Books, one word, DSSBooks@gmail.com, DSSBooks@gmail.com. They will be cheaper than on Amazon. And those of you who want to be receiving our messages on Messenger, or not on Messenger, on WhatsApp, please go ahead and send your contacts, your telephone contacts, to our WhatsApp number. Our WhatsApp number is +38 098 596 3838. So we'll be able to communicate with you that way. And if you have not yet joined the mentorship program, that is free of charge. With my mentorship program, you can go to sundayadelajablog.com/mentorship. It's free of charge. Well, thank you to Mrs. Evangelist Johnson. She has done a great job. We lost her because there is no electricity there. And so we just have to commend her and appreciate her for the wonderful job that she did today, and for the courage and the audacity that she has to stand for the truth. And we pray that the God of truth will stand for her as well. Unfortunately, we've again finished late today, so the earliest we could come back will be in the next 15 minutes to do our teaching that we are doing at this time, which is high-yielding lifestyle versus low-yielding lifestyle. High-yielding lifestyle versus low-yielding lifestyle. We'll be back in the next 15 minutes. Please share the message again and go and get that book. That book is revolutionary. It will open your eyes big time. I'm talking of Evangelist Johnson's book. Thank you so much, everyone. Peace.